and what you need to know about astrology in order to better understand and learn the tarot. All right, so let's take a look at it. What you need to know. All right, so I want you to think of astrology in a set of numbers. So first number is 2, then we're going to look at 3, we're going to look at 4, then we're going to look at 6, and we're going to look at 12. All right, so 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12 are important numbers to kind of understand the very, very basics of astrology. All right, so first, 2, we're talking about the polarity, the duality that kind of goes into the understanding of the world through the lens of astrology. So that polarity is represented by the sun and the moon. The sun is the masculine energy, sort of the active, driven, protective, paternal, conscious mind energy versus the moon that is passive, feminine, receptive, nurturing, maternal, represents the subconscious mind. All right, next we are going to have the 3 modalities of being. And I sort of relate this to running a race. All right, so you've got the cardinal modality, the fixed modality, and the mutable modality. Cardinal modality is like the beginning of the race, where you're crouched down and you're positioned, ready to take off in sort of burst of energy. It gets things started. It's the formation of things. It's that go-getter, take charge, sort of just heading off in a new direction type energy. So that's cardinal. All right. Then fixed is when you're running that race, you're running that marathon. You have to kind of keep the steady pace, right? For me, when I started running, I really had to learn how to breathe, right? And I had to go breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, right? It's setting up sort of that very steady energy. And so this is harnessing your power, making sure that it can go the distance, that it's stabilized, that you're consistently putting in the same work. And then you've got the mutable modality. And so that's where we sort of switch things up. We change things around a little bit. So this is where if you're running that race, maybe you have some hurdles you have to jump over. And so you start sort of switching up your pace a bit, switching up what you're doing in your race, so you can effectively jump over those hurdles. So mutable energy is very curious and it's transformative and it sort of takes a risk. It kind of throws in a little element of chaos there. All right, so the next thing you need to think about are the four elements. So the 4 elements sort of represent the 4 stages of manifestation. All right, so we have the element of fire. So I've got the pyramid upside down here. Sometimes you see this upside down, sometimes you see this right side up. I've got it sort of in the format of manifestation here. Okay, so this is the manifestation journey. And so spirit sort of is represented by fire. Now fire is going to translate into the suit of wands for us, okay? So in the tarot, fire equals wands. That represents passion and spirit and action, motivation, impulse, adventure. Then air essentially gets into sort of ideas, logos, communication, like verbal communication, rationality. And both of those are very masculine, the action as well as the intellectual. All right, then we have the feeling. All right, so if you've ever been on a manifestation journey and people are telling you get into the feeling of it, this is that water energy. So this is what comes just before the physical incarnation of something. So it's that intuition, that compassion, that transformation, the healing and nurturing. So air, so fire, we got wands. Air, we got swords. Cuts both ways, right? You can have good words, you can have mean words. Then you've got water, that's cups, filling the cup with compassion, with healing, with love, right? So that's emotional. Then you've got earth. Earth is the physical manifestation. So that's pentacles in the tarot. So that's abundance, it's groundedness, it's long-term, it's stable, it's a very planning, slower energy. And so this is basically when we see manifestation, we're going from the realm of the spirit, reaching up into, bringing it into, speaking it into the logos, speaking it into being, getting into the feeling of a thing, and then it shows up in our actual earthly reality.